Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey everybody, assholeconsulting.com. Go there and you can get a reply from me, the asshole. We have a very interesting question, but I took a horribly blurry picture, so please bear with me as I read it. I saw in one of your videos that you stated that you shorted the housing market before the bubble popped. I'm just wondering how you did that. While I do not agree with a lot of what you have to say, well, that's just because you're wrong. You haven't figured it out yet. You'll come to my side, don't worry. So I don't argue with people. I just give them time. I'm just trying to understand how one individual would go about shorting housing bonds, and I put a question mark. So here's the thing, and we're going to teach you how do you short things. What exactly is shorting? Well, how do you make money when something goes down? Now, you could short anything. Typically, it's stocks is the example they use, but you could short housing, you could short bonds, you can short mortgages. As long as there's anything out there that's publicly traded, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, commodities, anything you could look up on the internet and find is silver, you can short it. Now, how shorting works is kind of like a little reverse engineering or backwards thinking. But when you short something, you say, okay, I bet, let's take silver. The price of silver is going to go down. Now, what you do is you go to the market and you find a bank, an investment bank. Typically your broker would do this for you, but your broker on your behalf will go and find somebody who owns silver. It could be a bank, a metals company, whatever, and they're going to say, all right, my client would like to short silver. And if the bank or whoever owns the silver says, okay, fine, we're game with that, what they would do is they would lend you some silver. Now, they don't actually give you the silver. They don't lend it to you, but it's on the accounts that you are now holding the silver. Okay? So this would be on your account at the brokerage. Or if it helps you understand, you actually borrowed 100 ounces of silver, and there it is on your table. It's just that way. It's the same thing. It's just who's holding it. Now, what do you owe the entity, be it a bank, a metal company, a hedge fund, whoever owns it? What do you owe that bank? Do you owe the bank the current market value of the silver? No, right? You owe the bank 100 pieces of silver. That's what you have to pay the bank back with, right? And so what you do is you take the silver and you immediately sell it for cash. Let's say silver is selling at $20 an ounce at that point in time. So you borrow the silver from the bank, and then within that same second, you immediately sell it into the market. Your broker does this for you. And you get, 100 ounces of silver, $20 a piece. You get $2,000 cash. Okay, so you got your $2,000 cash. Now, if you're right and the price of silver goes down, you take part of your $2,000 you got when you sold the silver that wasn't yours, and you buy back this silver. So let's just say you were right, and the price of silver dropped down to $10 an ounce. Okay, so now what do you owe the bank? Do you owe the bank the $2,000 that you got from whatever it is you sold the silver to? No, you don't owe the bank money. You owe the bank silver. So what you do, if the price drops down to $10 per ounce, you take a fraction of that $2,000 you got when you sold it beforehand, $1,000, because that's what it is, 100 ounces of silver. You owe the bank at $10 an ounce. You find somebody in the market. You buy back 100 pieces of silver. You return the 100 pieces of silver that you borrowed from the bank, and you're left with $1,000 cash. Okay, so that's how shorting works. Now, it could be done with anything. Stocks, we understand that. You borrow 100 shares of IBM. You immediately turn around and sell it for $100 a share. The price goes down to $50 a share. You then take a fraction of the money that you got from your previous sale. You buy back the 100 shares of IBM. You return it to the brokerage or the bank or whoever it was that lent you the money. Housing might be a little bit different. You say, how do you lend a house? Well, it's not houses that you do it, but you can. There's these things called real estate investment trusts. They're basically mutual funds of properties. So there'd be a company that goes out, buys a ton of properties, real estate development, malls, strip malls, condos, single family homes, whatever, all the smorgasbord of property, the skyscrapers. And it's this large, basically, mutual fund of properties. And they sell real estate investment trust, which is just shares of the company. And you short housing. So you say, okay, I think housing is going to go down. So what you do is you borrow some real estate investment trust shares, or you can even do mutual funds or housing bonds, because the mortgages, those are mortgages, they're sold on the market as well. You borrow this, you sell it immediately. If the price goes down, you buy it back at a fraction of the cost of the money that you got from the original sale, and you return the exact same number of shares that you borrowed. So the real trick to understand short selling is that you have to return the shares or the silver or the commodity, the asset. That's what you have to return, not its value, not the money, because you borrowed shares, you borrowed silver, you borrowed stocks. You don't owe them money, you owe them stocks, silver, or whatever else. So that's it. That's short selling. Hope that explained it all to all of you out there. And if you ever have any other questions and you're willing to pay for it, you can go to assholeconsulting.com. Toodles.